Okay, this is
It's
the
on.
part where you act surprised that I've hit record.
What? You hit the button already? What? Hey, everybody. Welcome to the
Brothers
Game
Podcast.
with
Brian.
and
Nikolai.
that didn't work where we said each other's.
Nope.
Anyway, you said both names. Let's start it again. Read it. That was horrible.
Just keep
What's up?
going until we get it
What's
right.
up, everybody? And cue the theme music.
Pew!
Ba, 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 da, da, da.
Is that the kind of music
There it is.
you're
Boom.
looking for?
Done. We just recorded it. We just did
Well,
it.
there you go.
Beautiful. All right. Well, that's it. That's all I got.
Well, goodbye.
I'm drinking some. Welcome to a Nicosis review. This is a Mountain
that
Dew
back.
Thrashed Apple. This is the new October flavor. Charged with crisp apple, it says. It's a nice light green, sort of cloudy, and it is very delicious.
Is it? Oh,
Yes, it's actually quite good.
cool.
So there you go.
I'm not sure I've had a Mountain Dew in like 10 years. Once I found out that they were that it was giving me throat ulcers every time I drank
Yeah, it was
one,
pretty bad for you.
I stopped drinking it.
Yeah,
and
I don't
in
make a
fact,
habit
just
out
about
of it.
all soda.
They're pretty bad.
I do, however, I am, however, a big fan of sparkling water.
The seltzer water, I do that as well. I'm definitely I've become quite a seltzer man. I only drink the specialty Mountain Dews. I would never in a million years
Drink just
buy a regular Mountain
classic
Dew,
Mountain
like
Dew.
a psychopath.
That was my favorite though. Like, I liked Code Red. I liked
that.
Live
Code Red's
Wire.
pretty good.
I liked the blue one, Voltage.
Voltage. They still make that. They stopped making Whiteout,
Yeah,
which is messed up. 'cause that was the best one.
I have
ever.
never liked Baja Blast. I don't understand
I'm a
it.
Baja man. Baja Blast is amazing. There's a new one called Frostbite that I like a lot too.
Nice. Actually, I think
got
I
a
had that
shark on it.
once
It's got a
a
shark
long time
on it.
ago. Yeah.
That one's good. But this is very good.
And then Game Fuel for a while there.
It's good stuff.
Yep.
What other Mountain Dew related things can we talk about? They just put out, there's a specialty Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew.
Oh, right. I think I saw that.
Yeah. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Horrible. They did it on Face Jam for a snack attack. And they said it was not as spicy tasting as you would think. It's mostly just spicy smelling. And then it just tastes
Interesting.
bad.
Okay. Yeah. I can imagine.
I think they tried to make it drinkable, but it's just bad. Anyway, that's the food review portion of the podcast. This is like a 4 out of 5, by the way. High 4 out of 5.
Nice.
Quite
That's
good.
pretty good.
I like Apple stuff a lot, though.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty biased towards that. I just picked up some very heavily spiced apple cider from Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
It's very good.
I've always been a little mixed on Apple because there's some Apple stuff I really enjoy and other stuff I just Candy apple flavor is kind of meh.
It's usually too sweet.
It's kind of mid for me.
Yeah, it's mid.
Just not.
It's pretty mid, isn't it?
Yeah. But no, like for real though, it's
Yeah,
middle
it's
of the road. It's like I like it, but if there's another
It just
flavor
gets-
to choose, I probably will choose a different flavor.
Yeah.
I'm more of a lime Skittles man than a green
apple. This is almost that too sweet apple, but
Yeah.
then it cuts in with like a more tart like flavor, and you're like, oh, pleasant.
But I love apple butter.
Yeah,
Apple butter on
goodness.
some toast is delicious.
Spiced especially
And then
for me, so.
apple cider
Yeah,
is just
apple
really
cider's
tasty.
amazing.
It's like apple juice, but better because it's like thicker and
just
just
like-
more apple-y.
Good talk. Good talk.
Yep. So I hear there's some
Tis the season for apples, by the way.
true. Yes.
It's a
Fall
beautiful
in
rainy day
Oregon.
here in Oregon.
Plenty of apples here.
Finally, I'm in my element.
Yes.
Like
Fall is
cloudy,
the best
gray,
season.
gray skies,
Easily.
beautiful trees.
It's
Love it.
I've completely flipped on my opinion of the seasons as I've gotten older.
Yeah.
Because when I was a
You were a
kid,
summer fan.
summer was the best because 3 months off of school.
Yeah, exactly. The only
Also,
good part.
warm weather and clear skies meant I could play outside almost every day, which I loved to do doing before age 10 or so. I
Yeah.
played outside all the time. Now, as an adult,
Now you're a hermit, so why would you want to? Why would
now
you
as an
wanna do
adult,
that?
I don't get any time off in the summer, at least not any more than I do any of the rest of the year. And it's just hot all the time, and it's gross.
It's messed up.
Whereas fall is not hot; it is lovely. It's not too cold. It's not too hot. Yeah,
I'm nodding my head vigorously.
yeah.
They can't see that. Don't you wish this was a video podcast? Someday. All right, that's enough. That's enough witty banter. Let's move on to the real meat of the.
Yeah, I hear there's Nintendo news.
There's quite a lot of Nintendo news. There was already news, and then as of today, there's more news. So it's a good day to be recording. It's October 5th, so the final Smash character was announced. The final one for Smash Bros. Ultimate. And now Sakurai retires, I guess.
I will say the one piece that I do know about is the live action thing.
Yeah, how could you not hear about that?
Yeah, it was all over Twitter, so there was
so-
no escape from it.
Yeah, we'll just say up front, Chris Pratt as Mario.
Yeah, like
Insane.
What?
Whatever. Not going to... that is saved. I don't actually hate that. You know, I like Chris
no.
Pratt.
Here's the thing: I love Chris Pratt, but just thinking of him as Mario is odd.
But
to say the
they've
least.
saved any possible, like, wrongness of that casting with Jack Black as Bowser. The movie is saved. It's going to be good no matter what. So very much looking forward to what that turns out to be, because that's just weird.
If I just think of this as a fun roller coaster / dumpster fire of a movie, I imagine it'll both meet my expectations and be an enjoyable watch.
Yeah.
If I expect this to be a good, truthful, faithful
It can't be, right?
live action adaptation of Mario, then I think I would be sorely disappointed.
Yeah.
But that's true of most live action adaptations of video games. It wasn't until Detective Pikachu and the Sonic movie that I ever saw a live action.
They can be good.
Video game movie that was like, okay, this is all right. This is decent. I
Those are
enjoy
not
watching
bad.
this.
Yeah, I don't know what possible story this Mario movie could have. I think the best theory I heard was that it's almost a Jumanji situation where they're like playing Mario, these, Chris Pratt and Anya Taylor-Joy or whatever.
Yeah.
And they somehow get sucked into the game, and that's when they talk as them, or it's the other way around. Mario comes into the real world and goes from Yahoo to Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's the only way that makes sense.
Right.
So I don't know. We'll just see. So yeah, that's some of the biggest news is obviously the movie stuff. But I have many other things
Okay.
to talk about.
Lay it on me.
I'll start with the new Kirby game that has been
Okay,
announced.
cool. New Kirby.
We like Kirby,
Yep.
especially 64. That's one of our
Crystal
favorites.
Shards. Great game.
Great game. This one starts off. You don't even know you don't know it's a Kirby game. This trailer,
Okay.
because it's like shots of a overgrown post-apocalyptic mall,
Ooh, okay, interesting.
and it's like you got coconut mauled. I don't know if you've heard. You don't know what that is.
No, I do not know what that is.
Coconut mauled.
Okay.
Well, Brian, I hate to inform you that you've been coconut mauled.
Oh no.
Share this with your friends to totally coconut maul them.
Oh no.
Anyway, moving on. Don't worry about it. So weird, right? Already weird. And then it shows a whole city that's overgrown. And then it shows Kirby, and you're like, what? I'm sorry?
Okay.
So that's what we know so far. It's dystopian, and it seems to be the human world. But then Kirby's there. The big thing about it is it's 3D.
Okay.
A 3D Kirby platformer.
Okay, interesting.
Which has never happened, ever. Every Kirby game is a side-scroller.
Wow,
Period.
yeah.
Even 64
Yeah.
was a side-scroller, everything.
And then, of course, Air Ride wasn't a platformer.
Air Ride's
so,
just a kart racer.
so
yeah.
it's 3D, but it's not a platformer. Yeah.
So, and it's fairly open. It's not, I don't think it's entirely open world, but it's pretty large 3D spaces you can go through. That's basically all they've shown is that, and then him fighting the standard enemies. So there's copy abilities still. I don't know if there's going to be fusion of any kind,
okay.
like in Crystal Shards, but obviously we'll learn more as it goes. It's called Kirby and the Forgotten Lands.
Interesting.
And that is coming next year, but spring, so fairly early next year.
Okay.
So not even a full year away. And I'm actually really looking forward to that. Mm-hmm. That was one of my top
That sounds really
top
interesting.
things for that year, because the last Kirby game, Star Allies, for the Switch was pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Compared to, because they're not nearly as good as the 3DS games, which there's a 3DS game called Planet Robobot, where Kirby's in like a little mech sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the best Kirby game since Crystal Shards. It is just insanely fun. It is a really, really good game. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
How was Epic Yarn?
Epic Yarn's good.
Yeah.
I like Epic Yarn. I prefer Rainbow Curse, which is like a sequel to Canvas Curse, where you draw the little things. I really like that style. Epic Yarn was interesting, but Return to Dreamland was better for Wii games. Anyway, yeah, it's all good stuff. Cool. So after that, we have they've been doing a lot of Star Wars games, bringing back Star Wars games.
Okay.
Like, Outcast 1 and 2 are on the Switch.
Oh, okay.
Jedi Outcast.
Interesting.
Which are great games.
Yeah.
They are releasing Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes, I heard
on
that.
the Switch.
Yeah.
So that was officially announced soon.
I did hear, though, that it's might be more of a reimagining of it and not necessarily a straight remake. So, it's not necessarily going to be a like scene by scene remake. So, yeah.
I guess we'll see.
There was all this like controversy about like who was involved in making it, because
sounds like Star Wars fans.
Yeah, because the fan bases of games always have to turn everything into a controversy instead of just But anyway,
of course. Well, I guess we'll see as that develops.
Yeah.
How angry, because we have Star Wars fans and Nintendo fans, the most angry people possible. So I guess that has no chance.
I have
of being good.
Jedi Fallen Order in my playlist.
Oh, yeah.
In my list of games to play.
I've heard that's good.
Yeah.
So it looks good. I'm curious about that too. So after that, there was another weird game that was shown, more indie game.
Okay.
It's just a classic RPG, it seems.
Okay.
Very fantasy RPG. It's called Voice of Cards. The Isle Dragon Roars.
Okay.
And it is so weird looking.
Yeah.
The entire game is a table with cards all over it. Okay. Everything is a card. You're a card. The ground in front of you is a card, and like mountain textures are cards, but laid flat. And it looks so weird. And you can go over here, and now these 6 cards are the shop. And now you're at the shop, and this lady who's a card is talking to you, and there's all these items you can buy that are cards.
Okay.
So it's a card-based game, but it's just an RPG.
So
it's so weird.
Card RPGs aren't a new thing for Japanese games, but that seems to have taken it to its extreme.
What if everything was a card?
Taking it to its logical extreme.
Very cool looking, though. And I'm very curious to see what the nitty gritty gameplay is of it. But I'm pretty curious about that, actually. So that was a weird one. There's also this they're remaking one of the first Dragon Quest games.
Oh, okay.
In this really cool, 2D sprites in a 3D space thing. I don't know if you ever saw Octopath Traveler. The way that game looks.
I have probably seen clips of it here and there. So
it's like old school sprites, but it's all 3D and cell shaded and looks really nice.
Cool.
But it's still 2D. It's very, very cool style. And that looks really good. So that's it for non-big Nintendo stuff.
Oh, okay.
Basically.
That's the little stuff out of the way.
That's the little stuff out of the way. The other thing is they put out a new trailer, kind of like low-key. They just kind of threw it out there for Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh, yeah.
So more new stuff for that. They showed off a bunch of trainers and companions you'll meet along the way. which all seem to be, they're all like descendants of the characters from Diamond and Pearl.
Oh, okay.
So like Clay, the Western guy, has like there's like this young guy who's also a Western dude, and you're like, oh, that's probably his great grandson or something, stuff like that. So that's kind of cool. And they all have like these like partner Pokemon and stuff, and all that. They showed more like environmental stuff. Like they showed this really cool thing where somebody like went to this mountain trail and there was an Electivire with a couple Electabuzzes, and like that was like their territory. And they were just kind of roaming, and then like you come in and the Electivire gets mad at you and like goes to attack you and stuff. And so they've showed all this like just really interesting stuff that is just very new to Pokemon.
This will be a very interesting experiment in what Pokemon can be.
Yeah. So it's gonna be very odd. But the other biggest thing is they showed a new Pokemon in that, and it is an evolution for Scyther.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool. It's called Cleavor or Cleaver, however you want to say it, and it is a rock bug type.
Interesting.
Rock bug, which is a really interesting type combo.
Yeah.
Very rare. And it's got giant like stone battle axes for arms. And it looks very, harsh and rocky.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty cool. I think it looks quite cool. I think it's very I think Scyther has really cool evolutions. And they're just continuing that because Scizor is really cool.
Yeah.
So that looks really nice. He looks insanely strong, and there's like a special raid. I don't know if it's called a raid, but a special battle with it where it's just like about to murder you. Like literally it's just you and a cleaver trying to kill you. So anyway, looks insane as usual because this game's just weird looking.
Yeah.
It's so different. It's like very curious to see what that's actually like gameplay wise. So other than that, they announced some stuff. The Switch Online has NES and Super Nintendo, as we know.
Right.
They're releasing an expansion to that subscription. So it's going to cost more. I don't know how much more. They have not disclosed that. It could be up to twice as much, but I have no idea. It's really hard to say. Right now it's $20 a year. I would guess it's going to be another $10 a year, maybe.
Okay.
Could be up to another $20 a year. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to buy it no matter what because it is N64 games coming to the Switch.
Oh, man.
And so, I mean, how can you not, right?
Yeah.
The first thing they show is the title screen to Ocarina of Time, and everyone loses their minds, of course. So they released a list of the games that'll be there at launch and some games that are coming in waves.
How many N64 games have been ported to the Switch that you know of?
Full ports?
Yeah. Like Super Mario 64
Mario 64
as part of that collection, but any others you can even think of?
I don't think so, honestly.
I'm really curious to know how the play feels, like how
very different controllers.
Yeah, so. how it feels to play these games.
Luckily, if you don't have to if you don't want to, because they are releasing a wireless N64 controller.
Oh no!
And how do you not buy that? I'm gonna buy that instantly.
Yeah,
it's $50.
Yeah,
and I think they only have gray, the classic gray. But how do you not buy that?
Yeah, I might have to get that.
That's just awesome.
Because here's the thing: is like so playing some N64 games on emulator is not that.
It's all right.
Sometimes it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Games like Pokemon Stadium, it does not matter. You aren't really moving around and stuff. You're just inputting commands, and so that could be done on a keyboard just as easily as a controller. But games like
real platforming,
real platformers, even Paper Mario with that control stick and the feel of that,
definitely. Yeah. So, playing Mario 64 on the collection has been fine on the Switch. I haven't really had an issue with it, but it'd be nice to really have the controller, definitely. So, yeah, I'm going to be buying that instantly no matter what. So here's the list of games that are coming out immediately at launch. We have Mario 64, even though it's already in the collection.
Right.
Whatever. Mario Kart 64.
Oh, man.
Fantastic. Star Fox 64. Good game. Yoshi's Story. I love that game personally.
Okay, yeah.
I know you didn't really care for it as much necessarily.
I never actually did play Star Fox, so...
Yeah, Star Fox is good too. Ocarina of Time.
Of course.
Shocking. A game called Winback.
Okay.
I don't know if you're familiar. That's like
I'm not familiar
a
with that one.
third-person shooter.
Oh, okay.
You're like a spy or something. We have Mario Tennis.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic game. Dr. Mario 64.
Yeah.
Very good
Okay.
Dr. Mario. We played that a lot. There's a game called Sin and Punishment.
Okay, I think I've actually
it's a rail
heard of
shooter.
it, but... all right.
And it looks not bad at all. And that's it.
Okay.
That is it for the initial release.
I'm curious how the Mario Kart 64 port will compare to what was available on the Wii Shop.
The Wii Shop was bad.
Yeah.
That was a bad port.
Yeah.
I remember that feeling very different from the actual
The
cartridge.
feel was definitely different.
Yeah. So we'll see. Coming soon. This is where it gets really exciting.
Okay.
Coming soon. We have Majora's Mask,
Okay, yeah.
which will be great. We have F-Zero 64.
All right.
Great game. Mario Golf. Also good. Pokemon Snap. The original Pokemon Snap. They have not said Pokemon Stadium 1 or 2.
Okay.
Which is a shame because those would be great on there. Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards.
Nice. Very good.
Paper Mario.
Yes.
Thank
Our
God.
favorite.
I was only sort of excited, and then
Yeah.
it showed Paper Mario, and we're like, there it is, baby.
Yeah.
And Banjo-Kazooie as
Nice.
well. They somehow took that from Microsoft and are bringing it over. That's the first rare title on the Nintendo console in like 15 years.
Wow.
So that's pretty huge, actually. That's all they've shown so far. So no Paper Mario, no Mario Parties, no Pokemon Stadium, few others. But for now, it's pretty good. There will be more after that too. So yeah, pretty cool.
So,
It's good stuff.
yeah. Cool.
That's going to be taking a lot of my time.
Yeah. I'll bet.
It's too good. They also, I should mention that the Sega Genesis is coming as well.
Oh, okay.
I didn't even write it down because we didn't play the Genesis.
Yeah.
But that's pretty huge.
Uh-huh.
A full Sega virtual console, basically, on the Switch.
Wow.
Obviously, that'll have almost every Sonic game, and then a few others. I didn't write them down. But still cool.
The original Phantasy Star?
Probably, actually. Yeah.
Dude.
Although I think that's already on the Switch.
Oh, is it?
I think you can buy that on the Switch. Yeah.
I played it one time and I'm like, wow, I didn't think it's like almost worse than regular NES graphics. Like
it's
I didn't
really
know
bad.
this was possible.
They're hideous. I'm surprised DK64 isn't on there.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
That was a really good selling game. So that's interesting. I hope they add a Bomberman, either 64 or Hero. Would be really cool. There's a few that I'm surprised Wave Race isn't on there
Oh yeah.
because that's a really popular 64 game. As well as Snowboard Kids. You have
Jet Force Gemini was
Gemini.
I don't know if it was popular for very long. It was really
it
popular when it
was.
first launched, but I'm not sure it really
It's one of those I'm kind of
had
surprised.
a lot of staying power.
I'm kind of surprised Sin and Punishment got on, but not Jet Force Gemini or Glover 64.
Oh yeah, Glover. I forgot about that
or
completely.
Mischief Makers. There's a lot
Or
of
Perfect Dark was
Perfect
that?
Dark. Yeah, I think that's a
Was that-
I think it's because Microsoft
Oh
owns
yeah,
it.
that would make sense.
Like Banjo, they got a hold of.
Yeah.
You know, he's in Smash
Oh,
and stuff. But
It wasn't Perfect Dark. I was even thinking of
GoldenEye.
well, that too.
GoldenEye,
but
huge.
Gauntlet.
Gauntlet, yeah, also
Yeah.
huge. Yeah, there's a lot of games that are pretty huge 64 titles that they haven't mentioned. So very curious to see what comes in the future for that. I'm sure people are pretty upset about GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Like We didn't play that much as kids.
No, because we just never owned it.
But that's a huge deal to people.
Yeah, I mean,
to 64 fans.
One of the classic games for that,
interesting
that console.
that wasn't announced, but that could be a licensing issue too.
Yeah.
Warner Bros. Could be stingy with that or something. I don't know. So yeah, that's it. That's pretty sweet. They still believe that Game Boy games are coming as well soon.
Yeah.
Because of the same patent stuff they did with the 64 stuff also happened with Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games.
Yeah.
So people are assuming, but we'll see.
Yeah. It was brought to my attention that there was a N64 game that was a Blockbuster exclusive.
Yes.
That you couldn't
That's
officially
so rare.
even buy. You could only rent it. And so if you have a copy, it's because someone like either kept it from Blockbuster and listed it on eBay or, you know, something along those lines. But and it's expensive.
That's that stuff I wish we knew and kept
Yeah.
when we were younger. I don't really have any super rare stuff, you know,
No,
for Nintendo.
I don't think I do either.
But-
I don't think I really own much anything that's all that rare. I have a Hot Wheels collection from like the late 80s into the early 90s. It's not. It's getting fairly old now, and I wouldn't doubt that I have a car or two that's worth more than it sold for. But I don't think I have anything especially rare, and stuff from the early 90s, at least like out of box, worn, not super, not worth a lot unless it's especially rare. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm collecting the Pokemon games just to have, because they're just going up in price.
The one thing I wish I had kept all of, I have some of it left, but my Bionicle collection, because I had the whole thing. I had all of them.
And they're becoming worth more,
Yeah.
especially the original Toas.
I have so few of them left.
We had pretty complete Toas and Boraks and stuff.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Don't shame in it. So,
Have you been playing any games lately?
I mean, I have more news also.
Oh, you do have more news. Okay, let's keep going with the news.
I mean, yes, but also I have more news.
Okay, we'll talk about that after the news.
A new trailer for Diamond and Pearl came out. Okay. Mostly showing off the Poke Gear, which is really cool, actually. Yeah. So there's like a little drop down in the corner that comes down. Are you thinking of that line where it's like, your Poke Gear is really cool?
Yeah. With Lugia,
really?
Lugia's flying behind you, and you're like,
the god behind
Lugia, you hear that? She thinks my Poke Gear is impressive.
Yeah. So it's it like drops down in the corner, and you can like click on stuff, and it's got some useful things. It's got the step counter, which is good if you're actually counting steps for hatching or friendship or whatever. There's an item finder on there, which is blips when you're near hidden items. There's a friendship checker for your Pokemon.
Which is convenient.
Really useful. Yeah. That's insanely useful.
One thing that I really enjoy about the newer Pokemon games
all
is
the
how
quality
much
of life improvements,
all the things that they've incorporated just into the menu of the game.
Seriously. So moving farther into that, call wild Pokemon to use HM moves. So just like since Sun and Moon, basically you haven't needed to teach HMs to your Pokemon,
right,
and waste their move space. So in this, there's literally a page that just has the HMs listed, and you click on them, and it calls just a Pokemon, whatever, like a Bidoof to use Rock Smash.
Nice.
And yeah, you don't have to do anything; it just uses it, which is fantastic. So that looks really nice. They added a thing called Amity Square. That you can go in. It looks kind of like a daycare or like kind of like the Safari Zone almost. And all your Pokemon can come out and like wander and play around and stuff. And I think you can raise friendship that way. And once you visit it once, you learn how to keep a Pokemon out of a ball, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Which doesn't make any sense, but whatever. And then from then on, you can have a Pokemon behind you, follow you all the time, which is really nice. I love that feature. And you can make puffins or puffins, which are little like cakes you can feed them.
Oh, yeah.
And there's like a Cooking Mama mini game. Like it looks exactly like Cooking Mama with like the stirring and stuff. So that's cute, I guess.
Yeah.
You can turn berries into things, and you can raise their cuteness and their coolness. if you want to do the beauty contests and stuff.
Yeah.
All that crap that I never do. Have you ever done anything like that in a Pokemon game? I never do the side stuff.
The first time I played Gen 2, I did all of the side stuff. But pretty much every gen after that, I haven't bothered for the most part.
I like the fetch quests a little bit, and the collectibles. You know, like the Zygarde cells, or like the little Diglets in the Isle of Armor, stuff like that. I think that's kind of fun. But yeah, in general, I don't do a lot of that.
Yeah.
But that's the big stuff. Otherwise, the game just looks gorgeous. Every trailer they put out, the game looks better because they're just constantly improving it, I guess. But I think it looks very, very good. It's probably the best looking Pokemon game they've put out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yay, good job. Go Nintendo. That's coming out next month. That's pretty soon.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is soon.
There's Animal Crossing news coming out.
Okay.
They've been quiet on Animal Crossing for a long time, and everyone's like, so Animal Crossing's dead? That's crazy, right? Like, it just seemed like they didn't care anymore. Just kidding. There's an entire Animal Crossing Direct coming out.
Oh, nice.
This month in October. That's going to show off all the specifics, but they have shown that Brewster and The Roost are coming back, which is like a coffee shop.
Oh, okay.
And this owl who runs it, so you can add a whole coffee shop to your island.
Nice.
And like it's a great hangout
Mama will
spot.
love that.
It's really cool. I can't wait either. I'm really excited. So that's gonna be great, and a bunch of new Animal Crossing stuff's coming out. So I get to keep. That means I'm gonna keep playing it.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. And now we go to the last thing. The final Smash character was announced. There are many rumors. There's one character I hoped it was. You know, people were thinking, you know, Master Chief maybe. You had Crash Bandicoot. People wanted Goku really bad.
Of course.
That's not going to happen. But it is the Master Keyblade wielder himself. It is
Sora?
It is Sora.
Oh, dude.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
It's actually Sora from Kingdom Hearts. Is in Smash. He's the final character.
Wow.
And it's this gorgeous trailer of them like in the darkness, all of like the Smash characters, and then the keyhole appears, and Sora comes like, you know, floating backwards out of it, and then he like, you know, glides around. He gets his Keyblade.
Nice.
It's awesome. And his outfits there's every outfit from every game.
Nice.
So his original is the first original outfit. You have the Kingdom Hearts 2, you have 3, you have Dream Drop Distance. They have the Timeless River, like monochrome.
Oh, cool.
One,
that's awesome.
Which is really cool. They have Final Form from Kingdom Hearts 3, which is similar to 2.
Yeah.
They have Wisdom Form.
Yes, Wisdom Form, my favorite.
Which is so good looking. And they have Valor Form, which is good looking too. So it's gorgeous. It's so awesome. His final smash, he like throws people behind the door to darkness, and it shuts, and he like locks it. Yeah, classic.
Awesome.
And announced with that is all of the Kingdom Hearts games coming to the Switch as well.
All of them. Wow.
All of them.
Nice.
The entire collection. So yeah, 1.5, 2.5, and 3, and all that.
Nice.
All come to the Switch, baby. Finally.
No.
So the Switch is more and more becoming the perfect console.
Yeah.
It just has every game ever on it. So I couldn't be happier as a massive Kingdom Hearts fan. That will actually make me buy the passes and like probably play it a little more, actually practice with Sora, because Banjo-Kazooie's in there. I love that. And then Sora being in there. Yeah, absolutely gotta get in there. Gotta get in there now. And I gotta wait for... I'm gonna buy that amiibo. Absolutely gonna buy the Sora amiibo. So
I have Smash Ultimate, and I'm not sure I've ever actually played my copy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
As
we've stated, we're not Smash people or fighting game players at all.
I have a very large collection now, kind of just recently, of games that I've just never played I own, which like I mean, lots of people have Steam libraries full of games that they've never
Yeah.
played, but these
But
are
not
physical discs.
console games.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just happens.
Yeah.
And we're
Well,
just not-
thankfully, if I'm ever like, I want to play a video game I've never played before, well, I have a whole stack
I have
now.
a few. Anyway, let's play a Pokemon game again.
Yes.
I played 100 times.
that is often what happens.
I know. I'm very guilty of that as well. It's just easy,
Yeah.
you know,
It's comfort.
to go with what's familiar. Speaking of, I've been playing Mario 64 on the
Okay, yeah.
on the collection. I'm on the Rainbow Cruise level. I have 112 stars.
Wow.
I'm just gonna get in there. I'm gonna 100% it. Like,
I don't think I've ever had more
really
than 80
working on
stars.
it. Yeah, I know. That's okay. Listen, I'm the platformer one. It's okay.
Yeah.
But it's been really fun, even though I hate the rainbow level.
Yeah.
Not as much as I hate the big small world.
Oh, yeah.
It's the worst level in the game. I despise that level. But it's great because when you finish it, you never have to play it again until you replay the game again. Yeah, that's insane.
My favorite thing, though, in the big small world is the giant Goomba. Actually, just the Goomba in general, because also in the small world where
They
they're
get super
so
tiny.
and
That's cute.
they run from you.
Oh yeah, I like the idea of it, and the enemies and stuff. It's just actually playing the level is
Yeah.
very unpleasant. But yeah, that was fun. That's been good just to do. You know, when you have a second, because I've played it so many times that I don't have to focus that much on it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that's
Maybe a
nice
little
about
bit
games
later.
you're really good at and you've played a lot is you just don't have to pay that close attention.
Like Paper Mario, gosh, I don't pay any attention to it.
It's like when I play with Pokemon Red and Blue, which I replay a lot, I use an emulator that's got the space bar that boosts the speed to like
That's
1,000
so helpful.
times. And sometimes I'm like holding that down and just mashing the A
playing.
button
Yep.
and not even really paying attention to what I'm doing. And sometimes like
Yeah.
one of my Pokemon will
Water
faint,
gun,
I'll
water
go,
gun,
"Oh,
water gun,
whoops,"
water gun.
and then just keep going. Like I play super risky because like
who cares?
I know what I can. I generally know what I can handle, and so like, yeah, my Pokemon's health is really low, but I'm pretty sure I can get through this fight without dying.
Yeah,
And most of the time, I'm right.
there you go. I've been off and on playing Pokemon White also.
Okay.
Still, and it's good. I do actually really like
Yeah,
it.
it's decent.
I like how different it is. And I'm just really taking my time with it and just talking to everybody and doing everything.
One thing that was actually kind of nice about playing DS on PC was that I could use my mouse the same way you'd use a stylus on the DS. So that was
and
pretty
just
cool.
click stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice to actually have the physical cartridge.
Yeah.
And just play it on my 3DS. It's really nice. Yeah.
I don't even have a 3DS. I have a 2DS.
Yeah, you have a 2DS, which is good.
Which I only really used to play Sun and Moon, and then
They're quite good.
Y and Alpha Sapphire. Yeah.
Just the Pokemon games.
Yeah. Just 3 Pokemon games. That's it.
Yep. But it's a great DS too because it's backwards compatible.
That's also all I used Game Boy for was Pokemon
exactly.
games. I didn't really play any other Game Boy games.
Yep. Yeah, it's really only recently I've played more Game Boy games and stuff.
Yeah.
I started playing. So I restarted Gold again,
Okay.
just base Gold, because I found out about an exploit
Oh, okay. Interesting.
that is so easy to do, and it makes it so much more fun to play.
Okay.
So Gen 2, I love the starters in Gen 2.
Yes.
It's my favorite set of starters because I like all 3 of them.
Okay.
It's not necessarily my favorite Pokemon ever, but I just like all 3 of them a lot. And I found a pretty easy exploit to get all 3 of them,
Okay.
like at the start. So all you have to do is you pick one at the start. You go to Mr. Pokemon's house. You get the Pokedex from Oak, you go all the way back. You fight Silver. You get the Pokeballs from the aid.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do is you give a Pokeball as a held item to your starter, Chikorita, whatever. Then you catch a Pokemon, any Pokemon. Like I just caught a Pidgey or whatever. All right. Then you go to the PC. You deposit Chikorita, who is holding a Pokeball. So that you have, and you can do that because you have the other Pokemon.
Right.
You then change the box. You go from box 1 to box 2.
Yep.
And it says, hey, you have to save the game. You say, you got it. And you hit yes on save, and it says saving, don't touch the power button. So at saving, don't turn off the console, which you're not supposed to do.
Right.
Turn it back on. You will be at the very beginning of the game, but Chikorita will still be in the box.
Oh, wow.
Incredible, right?
Interesting.
So, and it totally worked. First try, totally worked. So you then it's even easier from there. You pick up Cyndaquil, say, and then you go to the next town. You get Chikorita out of the box, and because she's holding a Pokeball, you don't need to get the Pokedex and Pokeballs again. You just go catch a random Pokemon. You got to be lucky because you only have one Pokeball.
Right.
But and then you deposit both of them, Cyndaquil and Chikorita, and you don't have to make them hold a ball anymore because you only have one more to get.
Right.
Do the same thing, restart. They'll both be in the box. Pick Totodile, and then go pick those two up, and there you go. You have all three at level 5.
Very interesting.
And I'm like, that's perfect. I love because they're 3 very good Pokemon, and so that's how I've been playing, and they are mid evolutions now. They're like 28-ish. I just got to the lighthouse town, and so I decided I was thinking of just playing with those 3, just a team of 3, which would be cool. But I decided I also wanted to go through the trouble of getting an Espeon.
Okay, yeah.
Go through all the friendship crap to get an Espeon.
Right.
So I looked up many different methods on how to get friendship up early, because the best way to get friendship up is leveling up.
Right.
That gives the most friendship, period. But you don't want to get Espeon at level 50, because it takes a while if you just do that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different methods. A lot of them are very expensive because the best methods are just buying like Carbos and protein and iron and stuff, which are super expensive.
Right.
You can do the battle item method, which is like X speed.
Okay.
Giving those in battle actually gives friendship, but that's pretty expensive too. Just not as expensive. There's the haircut brothers in Goldenrod.
Right.
They give a great amount of friendship. They give from 1 to 10 friendship.
Nice.
Every visit, but you can only do that once a day. Luckily, you can cheese the clock.
Oh yeah.
in Pokemon Gold. So I literally had a log of exactly how much. This was brilliant. This was actually better too. So you get the Eevee from Bill, and Eevee I think is like level 20 already. Yeah. It starts at like level 20, but I was like, ooh, if I breed this Eevee, because Ditto is right below Goldenrod. If I breed this Eevee, it'll only be level 5. Yeah. Which in Gen 2 is level 5. In later gens, it's level 1 when you breed it. I'm like, oh, that'd be great. That gives me 15 levels of friendship. But as I was researching friendship, if you breed a Pokemon, it starts with 120 friendship.
Oh, wow.
So I'm already halfway there.
Nice.
Which is awesome. So starting at 120 friendship, only level 5, I did that stuff, and then I cheesed the camera by doing a haircut, resetting it, changing the day, which took quite a while, but I did it in one night. And you need like a password and stuff, and there's a calculator online of how to get the password to change the clock, to reset the clock.
Oh, that's funny.
As a whole, it's pretty involved, but I ended up getting Espeon at level 19.
Nice.
Level 19 Eevee with turned into Espeon. Actually, no, I think it was less. I think it was only 16 because I think at level 17 it learns Confusion.
Oh yeah.
So I wanted to get it before it learned Confusion. 'Cause obviously, I want Confusion. So yeah, I think it evolved at like 16, which is really early.
Yeah.
Like, so that was actually really fun to like do all this in gold, and get a team I actually really liked. So I'm gonna take just those 4 and play through the whole thing.
Yeah, I only did that.
It's been really enjoyable.
I only did that one time. Like, I got a max friendship Pokemon in Gen 2.
It's a pain.
Like only once or twice.
Yeah, it's a lot easier in Heart Gold because you have the Soothe Bell that you can get early on, which doubles your friendship output and stuff like that. But yeah, so that was actually really fun. So I'm still playing through that. I played a little bit on the plane and at airports because I recently flew and visited family, my wife's family, that is. So that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's fun.
Yeah. Speaking of traveling, Mom and I went to Crater Lake.
Oh yeah,
And,
here in
dude,
Oregon.
That is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen.
Yeah,
if you're
I
ever
really
in
wanna go.
Oregon, and you can,
it's a
and
national
you've got
park, right?
time, and you've got time to go to Crater Lake. It's worth the trip.
Yeah, I really need to do that. There's so many Oregon touristy things I've never done.
Yeah, same. That's what I've been doing this whole year because like all the countries I'd love to visit are still either in lockdown or at least like it's a pain to get into them.
Yeah, it's just not worth it to travel right now,
Yeah.
pretty much.
There's some places you can go with all you need to do is like have a negative COVID test and
Yeah.
you're fine. But I don't really care about going to any of those places. So
Yeah, I think it's worth it to just.
I really want to go to
wait.
Japan, obviously, and that's they're
I think
still
they're re-locked down. I think.
yeah. I don't know what the situation is right at this moment, but not too long ago they had a surge in cases, so they're pretty locked down still.
We're finally going down in cases here in Oregon.
Yeah. Yep.
Numbers are going down.
Steadily going down. So that's good.
Thank God. Yeah, you know, in California, it was pretty chill actually. Mm-hmm. There was less COVID restrictions in California than here in Oregon, which I was pretty surprised about. But
yeah, we just had this huge surge after the Delta
weird
variant, but yeah,
the deltoids.
the deltoids. Yeah. Oh gosh, it's the deltoids.
Oh gosh, it's the deltoids. This month, the new Mario Party's coming out. The Mario Party Superstars.
Uh huh.
Oh, I can't wait for that, dude.
Cool.
It's all the classic levels, like the space and the ghost areas from Mario Party 2 are in there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I love those
The
levels.
cake land from the first one.
Uh huh.
You know, with like the piranha plants that steal stars and stuff.
Yeah.
That's probably the best level from the first Mario Party. So
Almost always did the cloud level
yeah,
in the first game.
that was good too.
But the thing was, is if you got to
So harsh.
if you got up there to Bowser, he'd take 50 coins,
Yeah,
and
it's
then you
such a
still
harsh-
don't even get a star
the
for
first
it.
game
Yeah.
is so harsh.
Yeah.
So I'm
They're
sure
like,
it'll be
oh
different.
yeah, this is fun.
I'm sure it'll be different. You know, I'm sure they'll all be tweaked a little bit in the new one. But gosh, the new one looks good too. It's one of the best looking Mario games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like just visually. So that's this month, and I have that pre-ordered. Mm-hmm. So we will definitely be playing that. I just got the new WarioWare too.
Oh, okay.
That just came out. It's called Get It Together. Mm-hmm. Get it together. What are you doing? And it's fun. It's really good. I love the WarioWare games. WarioWare is awesome. I played that a ton, like all of them.
Nice.
Like the touched especially.
Yeah.
I loved the DS one. And this one's weird because you play as the characters more so than just do the actions. You know, like you played the first one. I remember that we had the GameCube version
Yeah.
where you just like, hit A bunch or whatever, you know. In this, it's like if you're doing the mini game as Wario, he can fly around and like do like a side to side punching thing, and you have to complete it that way. Or for instance, Mona, you know, the red haired girl, She's on a scooter that can fly around, and she can throw a boomerang, which you can then control. That's how you complete the missions. So like very different ways to play, which makes it really weird because some mini games are way harder for certain characters than others. Where like this one's really easy for Mona, but really hard for Wario, and it just sort of decides randomly who you're going to play as.
Okay.
You like choose 3 characters that it switches in between, and then the mini game is random. So it's like you got to like think a little more than previous WarioWare games, I feel like. But it's interesting. I'm only like halfway through the story, so I'm still playing through that. But it's fun. It's always fun. WarioWare, yes. So video games, huh?
Yeah.
How long are we?
50 minutes. Oh. Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This part's getting cut out. I forgot to set a timer. I was looking at notes.
Right.
Anything else you want to talk about? Getting dry.
Yeah. I've got something.
Okay.
And we're back.
So video games. What are you talking about?
So
Talking about.
So I've mentioned this YouTube channel before, but Rasputin. He came out with another video about like just how exciting new game releases seemed to be when we were kids, and how like a new game would come out and it was the new best game you've ever played, and it pushed all the envelopes of graphics, of gameplay, of story, and
now we're all critics, I feel like.
And it's like, it makes you think, like, I think part of it is the fact that we grew up during such a developmental era for games, because
everything was revolutionary.
We started out, and 3D, I mean, technically 3D's been out almost as long as 2D because of certain things, but 3D wasn't ubiquitous until like
Mario 64.
Until you were born and I was like 7 years old.
Yeah.
And then the level of realism in graphics jumped dramatically from like the late 90s into even just the early 2000s. There was a huge jump.
Yeah, between the PS2 to like the 360 was incredible.
Yeah.
Like insane.
Yeah.
We were like, they can't possibly look better than this. Like Halo 3 came out, we're like, no game could ever look better than this. Like, this is crazy.
And then games just like Uncharted 2 and
incredible looking,
like some really good looking games that are like getting older now,
that are old, and dude, we're almost to the point where the 360 is retro. Yeah, we are like I think it's a year or two. Yeah, it will be a retro console.
And like the jump from a game like, say, Halo 4 to now, not that big.
Not that big. It just can't be, right? Yeah, that's true.
I think like maybe there are some subtle things that you notice that are like pretty dramatic improvements, but overall the main stuff is
So that is so true, and yet at the same time I see Super Mario Party Superstars, and I go, that's the best looking Mario game I've ever seen. And I can't even really tell you why. Yeah. But I feel like that somehow looks better than Mario Odyssey. Yeah. And I don't know why, even, because it is a subtle difference now. But at least it is still better. And that's interesting. I need to mention this, too. I actually want you to look up screenshots. We can cut out the time of you looking it up. Okay. Look up Halo 4 screenshots. Not Halo 4, Halo Infinite, the new one.
Halo Infinite screenshots.
There's a rock. There's a screenshot of a rock, and I'm like, that is the best looking video game I've ever seen. It is the best looking rock ever.
I just typed Halo Infinite rock,
and I bet it'll come up because it blew my mind how good this rock looked. And in general, Halo Infinite is absolutely gorgeous. The realism is insane.
Yeah, well, so we talked about this a few episodes back about the latest Unreal Engine.
Yeah,
And
I
some of
think
the things
that is
introduced.
And I think that is what Halo 4 is in.
I think the biggest thing is
Infinite.
that game
I keep saying
engines
Halo
have there's been a somewhat recent leap forward in like realism and fidelity that we had never seen before, and that's pretty exciting, actually.
Definitely.
And it is interesting. So, like, games have had story since they were text-based, but
Yeah.
I feel like there's a level of depth that we didn't start to reach until, like, the PS2 era.
Yeah, there was a big jump at PS2, I think.
I feel
Especially
like,
compared to like 64.
because there was a point where game studios started to bring on professional writers instead of just having the developers also write some flavor text.
Some dumb story, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely been a jump there as well.
So there, yeah. And then,
I mean, games didn't really make you cry back then,
yeah.
you know? Like, have such a deep, gorgeous story that you cry.
But also, there were a few early games that had like a very simple story and kind of a powerful
that were
one.
still compelling.
Like, I remember just reading about the creator of Missile Command, having nightmares basically about like the idea of Missile Command,
Like aliens. Yeah.
and like there's almost no story, so to speak, of that game. But yeah,
Very true. Very true.
it's interesting.
I'm sitting here trying to look up the specific
The Rock.
screenshot. You need to see The Rock. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I was like, it was on Twitter, I swear. It's on Twitter, I swear.
But yeah, just so, and then also we as people, we have obviously changed over time. So I don't know that it's all down to that the video games are less exciting in themselves necessarily than it is that like certain games came out while we were still developing, and so we look at them a little differently than we might have.
For sure.
Yeah, but also you and I are 7 years apart, and we have very similar opinions on a lot of these games.
Yeah,
so.
it's true. I mean, we did play similar games still.
Yeah, but like some of these games you played a lot earlier in your life than I did, is what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
and that we can still have the same thoughts about them. Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like the main game players are adults now.
Yeah.
And that wasn't true back then. And so, and we were all a little bit cynical as adults.
Yeah, because like I've met people in their 50s that are avid gamers that play a lot of video games. But when I was 12, I did not know a lot of 30-year-olds who played a lot of video games.
Okay, it's not The Rock, but I want you to look at this tree. Really look at that.
Yeah,
Is that not the best looking tree you've ever seen in a game?
Okay, yeah, that's wow.
Is that insane? The depth in it is crazy.
One thing that
It's so weird.
that has come a long way since the
almost
Halo
uncanny.
3 days is they got rid of the artificial shininess of everything.
They've really helped. They've really worked on that, I think.
Because that was one way to make things look more realistic,
Made 'em
quote
look
unquote,
good.
was to just make everything super shiny.
Yeah.
And they've finally gotten away
That
from
was
that.
a huge issue in like 360.
And I feel like
stuff.
it took them a long time. Like Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't have that weird. Well, I mean, it kind of
Some of
still
it was
does
pretty
even
good,
in some
but-
parts, but
Yeah.
But like Sora himself is not like doesn't have that sheen to him. I noticed right away that he has a more like
I feel like they've done the opposite and like sort of everything has a matte finish now.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
it
that's
actually
what I
is.
was
But
getting
I think
at.
it is better actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it turns out to be. It's because now we look back on that and we're like, oh, that looks really early 2000s. Like that just has a look now.
Yeah.
And they weren't really trying to do that, I don't think, but it's a bit rough.
One thing I learned when I took a 3D modeling and animation course was that real life colors are duller than you might
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah, that's why
until you
some
really
games
compare them.
Some games look way more vibrant than
Yeah, and if
like
your goal is
ones.
realism, which it might not be, you might be
Right.
going for a wacky, colorful world. But if your goal is realism, you tend to need to downplay the saturation and the brightness of colors.
Hey, guess what? I found the rock.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean. Wow.
Doesn't that look like a real rock?
Yeah. This is the kind of stuff I was
It's
talking about when I saw that
crazy.
Unreal Engine demo.
Does that not look like a real photo?
Yeah, I know it does.
It's weird to look at. Because you know it's fake. You're like, that looks like a real rock.
Dude,
Crazy. I mean, the sky's very good too.
It's getting to the point now that
crazy.
sometimes I can't tell the difference when I'm seeing a picture, and sometimes I'll see a picture of real life, and I'm like, "Is this Photoshop?"
You're like, that's bad graphics.
the
Here's the
graphic
full
quality isn't
screenshot.
super great there. Yeah, wow.
That's just nuts. That blew my mind. Just looking at that rock.
It's funny. I can tell the gun is a video game, but I can't necessarily tell the rock is.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, totally. Yeah, the hands. You're like, oh, okay, this is a game.
Yeah.
But dang, that's a good looking rock. Anyway, I'm excited for Halo Infinite.
Yeah.
I have heard only good things about the multiplayer beta. I've heard very good things. So
That's the thing is, even if the campaign isn't good, which I think I've heard some good things about the campaign, I shouldn't say that because I don't actually know if they've done anything with the campaign. Do you know?
no idea.
Okay,
I know
so,
nothing.
yeah,
Know
never
nothing
mind.
about it, honestly.
Even if the campaign sucks, I hope the multiplayer is really good because that's always been the strong point of the Halo games anyway.
For sure. For sure. Yeah, we'll see.
Yep,
Yeah,
I think
I think that's it.
that's good for today.
I'm drained with video games.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, I just haven't been playing enough to talk anymore about it.
I've
so,
actually been playing a good amount, but
Yeah.
now I'm busy again. So
Yeah.
life's busy, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Next episode's going to be a little different.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about anime.
Yep.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
stay tuned for the Brothers Anime podcast coming soon to an episode near you. So look forward to that, and go ahead and subscribe on all the podcast platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts,
Yeah.
whatever else you listen to on. I don't know what else you possibly could use.
Give us a download, give us a like or a review or a
Means a lot, really.
whatever the platform you're on offers
very,
you.
very, very helpful. You can follow us on Twitter at the Brothers G Pod, and yeah, chill out, man.
See you later.
Bye.